Nothing like the delay of waiting for pinfall. My bad, everybody. This is Aaron Smith with USBC Communications bringing you live coverage of the 2017 USBC Senior Masters taking place at Samstown in Las Vegas, Nevada. Welcome to Bowl TV. We've had a lot of fun already today, a lot of excitement that last round, a new leader, a few 300s, a few close calls. We'll get you a recap and more as A Squad hits the lanes for their second 5-game block of qualifying. Bowling on the double burn, the 41-foot pattern laid out for the 2017 event was, well, laid out bright and early this morning. We started at 8 a.m. local time here in Las Vegas. Lane machines have gotten a rest since then. Had B Squad kick things off on the fresh. C Squad got the burn, and now A Squad, who got the fresh yesterday, gets their opportunity to get the leftovers. Double burn squad. Check it out. We get to see Hall of Famer and superstar himself, Walter Ray Williams Jr. See how he attacks it. After 10 games with 3 to 4 players in a pair, practice sitting around as well. So it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are as well. Bowl.com/Senior Masters, the place to be for results, live scoring, and more. We'll get you a recap of everything that's happened today, as well as a look at our featured players in just a moment. So settle in, get comfortable, put your feet up. Just not on the live stream table, because that's frowned upon because it shakes it more than anything else. But yeah, settle in. 5 games coming up next here on Bowl TV. Thank you for stopping by. All right, let's get a quick recap of how we got here today. Scores updated online once again. I'll say it a lot today. Bowl.com/Senior Masters. If you're watching here, you might as well just have that open in another browser or another window, another device, however you choose to do so, because it is very helpful in delivering scores and live scoring and cool things like that. That's what we're here to do, cool things. Brian LeClaire did a lot of cool things as he struck his way to the top of the standings in that last squad. After a rough start, 169. Finished with games of 237, 266, 233, and 258 to bring his overall total for 10 games to 2434. That's a 243.4 average for an overall plus minus of plus 434. The higher the plus, the better. That's a lot of pins over through 10 games. Parker Bone III moved into second overall, a power of a 299 in his finale. Big 1252 for Parker today. Got to plus 409. Amleto Monticelli, who led after day one, now sits in third place at plus 374. Our defending champion, Pete Weber, plus 367, sits in fourth place. And Doug Becker, smooth rolling left-hander. Got to see him roll the front nine here on Bowl TV a little bit earlier today. Rounds out the top five at plus 322. So those are just the scores from B and C squad. Obviously, they've gotten their 10 games in. We'll have a clearer picture of the standings after A squad gets done with their business here at Samstown. As far as A squad is concerned, highest score courtesy of John Dougherty III heading into today. Dougherty fired a 300 in his finale to get to plus 210. Next highest on A squad would be Eddie Graham at plus 190. Chris Warren at plus 181. Tony Rodriguez plus 152. Russ Davies plus 121. So we got Joe Salvamini at plus 109. Hugh Miller plus 101. Jerry Sikora plus 99 hitting the lanes, former Team USA member. Shout out to Lucy Sandlin for throwing some information my way. So there's a look at some of the top scores from A squad, top overall scores as well. Let's meet our competitors here on 19 through 22, our featured pairs throughout the week here at Samstown. At 19 and 20, that is going to be Michael Canada stepping up, looking to make it 5 in a row. He's going to be joined by Don Lane, who will be up on 19 in a moment. Also bowling on 19-20, Robert Reed, who had a nice performance at the Super Senior Classic last week right here at Samstown, and Roger Zimmerman. Talked to Roger for a little bit before we started this block, said had some family tuning in last night. So hopefully got that family tuning in again. Getting to check out Roger do his thing on the lane. Said bowling here, this was a bucket list item for him. Having so much fun. Already looking forward to doing it again next year. So Roger, thank you for making your way out here and joining us. Over on 21 and 22, of course, the legendary Walter Ray Williams Jr. is going to be joined by John Caldwell, Joseph Lacerdo, who's looking to pick up this washout here, and Robert Whistler, excuse me. So we met the competitors. Let's get to a few questions in the chat real quick. Where is Walter Ray in the standings? Well, let's see. Walter Ray was at plus 75 for his 5 games yesterday. He's kind of hit or miss for Walter. 231, 254 to start. 183 in Game 3, 233 in Game 4, and 174 in the finale to get there. So we will see where he ends up for Indy Glass. Good question. How would someone go about into breaking into the PBA 50 Tour? Well, seeing that I've never done that, whether it's been any type of tour, but just going off of what we get to see out here when we get the opportunity to be around these events. Obviously, you want your game sharp ahead of time, want to be practicing on tougher patterns, get to know your arsenal like the back of your hand, kind of be able to think ahead of moves as well. Obviously, when you're striking, it's going to be tough to make a ball change or move to a different area, but kind of looking ahead, knowing those moves, kind of seeing what other folks are doing, being able to learn from them as well. Whether it's good or bad, there's always something to be figured out from watching other folks around you bowl. If someone's striking, if you can get close to what they're doing, maybe that's the path you should follow. Obviously, each lane plays differently, but you just want to have more than anything else, I think, just an open mind going into these competitions. And of course, for most folks, it's going to probably take a few events too to really settle in, get comfortable, kind of get used to the basics of the rigors of an event. Kind of the ebb and flow of a tournament day, a tournament squad. But to be honest, I think the best way out there is just prepare as much as you can beforehand and just go out, dive right in. Mentioned Chris Warren at plus 181 after day one, getting off to a strong start in front six on 43 and 44. I would have to agree with the comment. I expect just participating would be a great learning experience in itself, and very, very true. It's just the opportunity to get to cross for a game or a block with some of these players will, you know, it might not even be the big things, but maybe more some of the small stuff. Obviously the mechanics are there, all that, but maybe the things between shots that kind of stick out are part of the pre-shot routine. Just tiny little things here and there that you can really pick up on when you're just kind of in the bowler's area. Obviously, it's a little different watching here on Bowl TV. You get to see the action on the lanes, but maybe not necessarily the process beforehand when players are preparing for their turn. Nice shot there from Rob Whistler. Throwing Hart's first strike here today. John Caldwell makes it 3 in a row. Put together a nice little game to start here. A few more questions. Though I couldn't verify what was being said. Parker Bone did seem very easygoing. A few games we caught him in and around our featured pairs. Definitely having a good time and chatting up with folks. Whether or not Left-handed is an advantage or a disadvantage. I wouldn't necessarily worry about that. Go out and just kind of stay in your game. Is this the fresh? This is not the fresh. This is the double burn. So the lanes are oiled with the 41-foot pattern being used this week. Bright and early for our 8 a.m. block. And the lane machines haven't been taken out since. So the pattern 41 feet. There's a hair over 29 mils using the Kegel ice oil. Big shout out to the good folks at Kegel as the official lane maintenance provider here for USBC at championship events, as well as a gold industry partner along with Hammer, Storm, and Columbia 300. Big thanks to those companies for their continued support and helping build a future for the sport. Well, hello, Bernie from Australia. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the kind words. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you throughout the week here on Bowl TV. Cameras are going to be getting a workout this week. That was an awkward hit and rough result there from Walter Ray. The 7-10 left standing in the foundation frame. But we'll be back here on Bowl TV with round number 3 of qualifying, the final qualifying round. They're all the same. But they'll be tomorrow starting at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. local time here in Las Vegas. Walter brings the pin back, but unfortunately not across the deck. So I'll have to clear that out. Players starting to move around, getting ready for game number 2. Once again, a 5-game block here. We'll have 3 more 5-game blocks tomorrow. I won't be here, but Matt Cannizzaro will. Matt covered round number 1, so doing a little switching off until we get to match play. Once that gets going, we will both be on site, bringing you all the action here on Bowl TV. That's not enough bowling excitement for you. Be sure to keep an eye on Extra Frame, the PWBA Pepsi Lincoln Open. Going to be going on this weekend, Friday and Saturday, over at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. And Emil Williams Jr. going to be over there doing cool things. Joe makes it worth the wait. 3 in a row to set up the 10th. Additional question, will players be on the same lanes tomorrow? They may be on the featured pairs. Don't know if they necessarily catch the same lane twice throughout qualifying. But we can check that. You can actually see where everyone's bowling throughout the course of their tournament. Bowl.com/Senior Masters. If you click on the information page, and then click on lane pairings. That might not be the proper term, but it's something along those lines. We actually will have Walter Ray in game number 4 tomorrow on lanes 19 and 20. So remember, this is going to be A squad, so they will be the middle block tomorrow. So they'll be starting at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon local time in Vegas. Game 4. Games have gone pretty quick today for the most part. Probably a little bit more than half-hour games, so. So you can use your best judgment on that. Another question, will you guys be covering Junior Gold? Yes. We'll be there for the Advancers round after the first few days of qualifying for Bowl TV. However, Emil's going to be there for the whole thing. Get some cool social stuff, as well as some stuff for Bowl.com. So Junior Gold, we got you covered there too. Of course, those shows will air on CBS Sports Network. All be taped in Cleveland. Joe doesn't get the lean on the 7 there. Still get the 202 this game. Question from Dennis, we will be covering whoever comes to our lanes tomorrow. So just based off the lane pairing schedule, not necessarily moving the cameras unless something cool is happening around us. A little bit earlier today during the last block, we had Mika Koivunemi roll 301 pair to our right, 23 and 24. So I moved the camera a little bit for that. We also made the move and caught it on the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page, as well as at USBC on Twitter, so you can see the 10th frame there if you don't want to go back through the archive. And at the end of the day, we will have a story with our qualifying leader on Bowl.com. Dress code can be found in the official rules, but pretty standard for most tournaments. Some type of polo and or bowling jersey with your name on the back. Slacks. No jeans, no shorts. No service, if that's the case. Finishing up in the 10th frame here. Robert Reed looking to get to 246. Going to be the high game on the pair. Roger Zimmerman, big count. Get to 200 here on Bowl TV. Got a traffic jam in front of us here. People trying to move and shake to our, or to their next pair, I should say. Another question in the chat. The bowlers, the moves vary from day to day. Ho ho! Bob Reed taking care of business on the 6-7-10. I think 3 people saw it, but all of you did here on Bull TV. So the switches vary from day to day. For Alan, why do the live scores switch from one pair to the other? That's because they bowl on different pairs. So don't get to stay on the same pair. So you got to follow them around the house. And as pairs finish up, they tend to kind of refresh. Hey, that's what you were asking, Alan, because I've noticed that too with it. If you're watching one pair, then all of a sudden it switches to another one. You're like, hey, what happened? But as pairs finish up towards the end of a game, it just kind of refreshes, goes back to the reset, and goes from there. We're going to reset as we prepare for game number 2. You know it's official when the number changes at the bottom. Just like that. There we go. Game 2 coming up next here on Bull TV. 191 for Walter Ray that game. For Rod's question. Brian Kretzer wasting no time getting us into game 2. So A Squad game 2. Round 2 of qualifying 2017 USBC Senior Masters. Underway. Total of 4 games to go. We're done for our daily coverage today, but you can keep an eye out on Bull.com as well as Sport of Bowling USBC and at USBC on social media. That's Facebook and Twitter, respectively. For our end of the day recap, will Brian LeClaire continue to lead? Will someone catch him? Will there be another 300? Will there be an 800 today like yesterday? Sam Lanto, 810 out of the gates. We just don't know, but that's the cool part, is we'll find out together. That's called teamwork. All right, everybody, settle in. Game 2 underway here at the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. All right, let's meet our bowlers joining us for game number 2. Here, final block of the day, A squad, second round, Senior Masters. This is Darrell Dempsey taking care of the 7-pin. Daniel Miyamoto, he's 7 up on 20 in a minute. Bob Green looking for 3 in a row on 22. Stephen Wright will be up in the second on 21, and Brian Kretzer be the 4th on 21 and 22. Nice shot there from Daniel. He's joined on 19 and 20 by Tony Rodriguez, as well as Pete Thomas. Pete is rocking the Tournament of the Americas shirt. He was a part of the senior team that represented the United States a few years back. Pete, a great player out of the Southwest. Part of the Artistic Expressions team that set the all-time record at the USBC Open Championships. They posted a 37-20 winning team total in 2014 at the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada. Kretzer, a national tour titleist, legendary player in the high roller days. Still legendary all around. Definitely heard some stories over the years about the high roller stuff. It was all BK. Six for 6, Tony Rodriguez. Miyamoto. Makes it 4 in a row. So Rodriguez's string of strikes ends at 6. He's been bowling it pretty well so far throughout his 2017 Senior Masters campaign. After rolling 11.52 yesterday, started today with 236, so he was already at plus 188. Now starting with 6 in a row before the 10-pin in the 7th. Scores are updated online now, so let's check those out. Leading the way for A squad. After one game, John Dougherty, who was high for A squad after 5 games yesterday, at plus 243. Chris Warren moves up to plus 204. Eddie Graham at plus 189. Tony Rodriguez Jr. I should say. Don't want to forget the junior there. Plus 188. A squad drops down a bit after that. Joe Salvamini, plus 133. Russ Davies, plus 115. Hugh Miller, skipped over Hugh, plus 118. Jerry Sikora, plus 100. So A squad waiting to put on their striking shoes here. Let me get things going on the double burn. Tony Rodriguez Jr., Rancho Cucamonga, California. Putting on the show for us here on Bowl TV. First one in the 10th for Tony Rodriguez Jr. There's that distinct start with the ball up pretty high, and then everything from there just takes care of itself. 9 out of 10 strikes delivered here in game 2. Tony making shots here, making his move, solidifying his spot in the standings here early in the second block. Once again, the A squad bowlers will have the opportunity to hit the lanes on the burn tomorrow, so that's the middle block. Oh, Bob not getting the hit there. 7-10. $278.5. Tony Rodriguez, great game here on Bowl TV. Gets him to plus 266 overall. Well at a pace right now. Nice bowling, Tony. Nice game here from Miyamoto as well, 225. It's going to be a plus 38 in the mix. Thomas starts off the 10th, makes it a double. Once again, a very unique game for Pete, but does it so incredibly well. Fade in the 1-3. Can get to 191 with one more, make up for a few early opens. See if Kretzer can get all 10 to finally fall here after 4 consecutive 9 counts. So taking a look here on social media, see a tweet from Matthew Graham checking out the Senior Masters. Got it hooked up through his TV. So Matthew, got the sound on? If not, we understand, but appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you getting comfortable. Looks like a sweet setup you got there. Thanks for tweeting at us. The Twitter handle for the United States Bowling Congress is at USBC. You can find us on Facebook, the Sport of Bowling USBC. Inspired by Matthew's post on Twitter. Let us know where you're watching the Senior Masters from. City, state, whatever you like. Let's see how far we're reaching out today. For instance, I would write, I'm tuning in from Las Vegas, which is technically true. Also happen to be working in Las Vegas, but that's okay. Thanks, Harold, for the chat. Appreciate it. Nice shot there from Bob. Sets up the 10th. Can get to 215. Kretzer 213 max. Darrell Dempsey with the spare can get to 179. From all over the place. All right. As always, we appreciate the continued support here on Bowl TV. We're excited to bring you action throughout the course of the year. Been a little bit busier the past few weeks. Had some great events in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The Senior Queens on Bowl TV. Got to come back here to Las Vegas. Super Senior Classic followed directly by the Senior Masters here. Darrell mixing them up. Steve with the question. Was Doug Becker on a Bowl TV today? Yes, he was. Doug Becker did cool things on Bowl TV today. Actually started with the front 9 during the last block. I believe it was game 3. For left a ringing 7-pin. Nice cover there, Steven. On his way to a 279 game, and now Doug, 2 great blocks so far today. Smooth roll on lefty. Been striking a bunch. Got Vaughn checking in from Las Vegas. Vaughn competed at the Super Senior Classic. Bowled pretty well there. Thanks for checking in, Vaughn. Got Kansas, Florida, New Jersey, New York, Michigan, California, Georgia, Louisiana. We're everywhere. Erie, PA. Final few shots here of game 2. Game number 3 coming up next here on Bowl TV. That means just 3 games to go before our coverage for today comes to a close, but we've had a lot of fun and a lot of excitement along the way. Hopefully a little bit more before we're all said and done. Players starting to move around. We'll see who's coming up next. Stephen Wright finishes with 191. Robert Green can lead the way on 21 and 22. Can get to 195. Strike on his fill. According to the rules, we'll have to take 193. Wish we could give him 195, but that will do it here. Game 2 in the books. Game number 3 coming up next here on Bowl TV. A Squad Round 2, 2017 Senior Masters coming up next. Appreciate everyone tuning in. 3 more to go here today. We'll be underway in just a moment. All right, welcome to Game 3, A Squad, Round 2, 2017 USBC Senior Masters taking place at Samstown in Las Vegas, Nevada. We are behind lanes 19 through 22 at this 56-lane center. Located downstairs here at Samstown. This is a cool little place if you've never been. They got a real unique kind of like, I don't even know what to properly call it, but where you kind of check into the hotel and stuff like that. They got this big outdoorsy thing, even though it's not outdoors, but it's pretty cool. Got some fountains, some trees, even got a bear that's not a bear. They got funny signs with non-smoking signs on them. Like there's just a picture of like an eagle and a bear, and it just has a big like non-smoking sign across the animals. So definitely a cool little place. They got Dunkin' Donuts, which is always good in my books. Great hospitality as well. And shout out to their whole staff here at the bowling center for making our jobs very easy and taking care of all the bowlers here competing throughout the week, not only at the Senior Masters, but at the Super Senior Classic earlier in the week as well. Mike Kaufman, Tom Pippinger, their whole crew. Much respect. You guys are great. Oh, I forgot about the laser show. That's at 10 o'clock every night. Good call. I was here for the World Bowling Senior Championships in 2015. I had no idea what was happening the first night. I started freaking out, like, what's going on? Because I had a window that, or a room that overlooked all that. It was just a laser show. But it happened every night at 10. That's when I knew it was 10 o'clock. I've gushed enough about Samstown. For now, at least. We'll do some more later. Let's talk about what's going on the lanes here at Samstown. Once again, Game 3, let's meet our bowlers. It's Henry Dawson making it 3 for 3. Over on 19 and 20. Henry's just going to be joined by Mike Phillips, who's getting ready on 19. Joe Salvamini. Hope I'm saying that right. And Marty Day. On 21 and 22, that's Bob Bayer stepping up on 21. Also have Dowell Milliken. There we go. Dowell Milliken. Joe Beck. And the Mike Scroggins. All right, everybody, good news. Darrell said it's going to be a good morning. So we can look forward to that. Nice shot there, Dowell. Thanks for joining us, Darrell. Thanks, everybody. A good crowd throughout the day here for the Senior Masters. It's Wednesday, so looking forward to the weekend. That's when the excitement really gets going here at the Senior Masters. We will take our field of more than 275 bowlers. We'll cut it down to the top 64, which includes defending champion Pete Weber. Then it'll be the double elimination match play bracket. We'll take over. We'll slowly but surely trim the field, get smaller and smaller until we finally get it down to 5. Those 5 bowlers will advance to the stepladder final, taking place on Sunday. At the end of it all, we will crown a champion. We'll take home a top prize of $16,000. Have their name etched into the history books. So that's the fun part. Will we see a new player emerge, possibly a player who has just recently turned 50? Had the video of Mika Koivunemi, turned 50 in April. Coming out here, tossed at 300 the last block. Will be a player who's already been there before and has taken home the title. Will we have a repeat from Pete Weber? There's so many questions I don't have answers for, but we'll find out over the course of the next few days. And if you happen to miss any rounds and want to catch up, you can always visit the archives here. They archive pretty quickly after we're all said and done. So you can watch the action yourself. The timing does not work out. All right, we have an update of scores online through 7 total games for A squad. 5 yesterday, 2 so far today. They're bowling in game 3, so this is as up to date as it gets. John Dougherty, the third, continues to lead on A squad, now up to plus 267. Tony Rodriguez, we saw him shoot the big 278. Last game here on Bowl TV, now up to plus 266. Eddie Graham plus 205. Chris Warren plus 185. Russ Davies 147 over. Altuve making a move, 269 in game 2 to get to plus 135. Ryan Schaefer, 277 in game number 2 to get to 131 over. Jerry Sikora, plus 112. Mike Scroggins, plus 107. It's currently the cut number 2. A few players at 107. On our feature pair, Joe Salvamini at plus 105. Henry Dawson, the first player in A squad under plus 100, plus 92. Joe and Henry on our featured pairs, along with Mike. Great shot there from Joe. So 6 out of the last 7. Talked a little bit about Hugh Miller. Just under the plus 100 mark, which is currently out of the cut number. The 1 pair to our left. You'll see him enter your screen in just a moment. Looking for 7 out of 8 to start. Talented left-hander was a runner-up in Brentwood last week, the PBA 50 Tour. Fell short in the title match to Amleto Monticelli, but connects for another strike. It's actually paired up with Norm Duke. Salvamani going to be in the 250s this game. and makes it all three in the 10th for 258. Nice game, Joe. Pushes him to plus 163. Mike Phillips connects on his first delivery. Still 189 out there. Marty, strong finish, gonna get to 2-0. .206. Henry Dawson finds the hold, gets the first one in the 10th. 234 still out there for him. Just getting ready to start the 10th on 21 and 22. All three in the 10th, 189 for Phillips. Scroggins finishes with 2:15. He's going to lead the way on 21 and 22. Joe Beck going to have our final shot. Mixes them up. Just like that, we are ready for game number 4 here for A Squad. Round 2 of qualifying at the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. Two to go left today. We'll have a much clearer picture of what we are looking at heading into tomorrow's final block of qualifying. Hugh Miller's going to have a nice 256. One pair to our left on 18. That'll get him to plus 147. Brian Voss coming to our featured pair. Already at plus 124. People moving around. So as we wait for game 4, everybody get comfortable. 2 to go. Appreciate everyone joining us here on Bowl TV, and we will be back at it in just a moment for the conclusion of round 2 here at the Senior Masters. All right, game 4, settling in. Word I've said a lot today, settling in. I guess that's words, there's 2 of them. But joining us on 19 and 20. David Graber, Steve Jansen, Ollie Svensson, and Hall of Famer Brian Voss. On 21 and 22, we have Max Schellebarger, Randy Turner, Art Cardassi, and Clay Foster. Nice cover there by Svensson. Taking care of that 5-7 to stay clean. Some chat about John Dougherty. He is 1 pair to our right on 23 and 24. Been bowling well. Very well so far in this event so far. Quick question in the chat, Sam Ventura. Let's see. We do have the pairing sheets online, bowl.com/Senior Masters. We will not be seeing Sam today, currently on lanes 15 and 16. He will be moving away from us, going to 11 and 12 next. However, if you're tuning in tomorrow for A squad, that'll be the middle squad of the day. Sam's going to be on lanes 21 and 22 in game number 2. So to be sure to check that out, 3 p.m. Eastern time for that. Hopefully everybody joins us for every squad the rest of the way out, but if not, you can always check it out on the archive as well. Videos pop up relatively quickly after they've been finished up. Ryan Schaefer, 759 for his 3 games so far today. Another player who recently has turned 50, and many of us certainly expect to be a threat week in and week out. Bowling 1 pair to our left on 17 and 18, so kind of get to see Ryan for a few shots here. Great information being shared there. Good stuff to know about John. Now that we have standings after 8, we can see that John just keeps moving up the standings. He's been pretty solid today as well. 233, 224, 237 for a 694 set. Gets him to plus a 304 entering this game. Leading the way on A squad, 434 the number overall, Brian LeClaire out of New York. Two-time winner on the PBA 50 Tour this season. Number John is chasing for the lead. Tony Rodriguez, second overall on A squad, plus 270. Scott Merritt. Oh, looked at the wrong one. Scott Merritt's been bowling well though, so don't want to leave him out. He's at plus 243, but he's all done for the day. Eddie Graham, one spot behind him at plus 241, currently on the lanes. Chris Warren, also out there at the moment, plus 219. Ryan Schaefer, as we mentioned, having a big day. Games of 224, 277, and 258 for 759 for his 3 games to get him to plus 189 overall. Walter Ray moving up to plus 181. Williams started the day on Bowl TV here for game 1. Shot 191. Got away from Bowl TV, 269, 246. So started to find something as he moved on up the standings. Russ Davies from here in Las Vegas, plus 174. Some of the bigger numbers out there for A squad at the moment, but keep an eye on John. We need a pretty big finish his last 2 games to catch up to LeClaire. So we had a bunch of excitement at the end of the last block. 300s, 299s starting to add up. We're going to have any of that excitement here in the final squad of the day on the double burn. Darrell Bauer over on 11 and 12, starting with 6 in a row. Mike Scroggins had an early 5-bagger. So we'll keep an eye on those guys. Unfortunately, I talked about those guys, and their strings of strikes came to a close, so we might have to wait for the excitement in the finale as far as any more 300s for today. Total of 4 overall for the 2017 event. Nice shot from Clay Foster, recording the double. Brian Voss looking for his first double here in Game 4. Good shot. Tempin still stands though. As we near closer and closer to the conclusion of competition here today, just a reminder, keep an eye out on bowl.com for a recap of day 2 and a look at the overall standings. Also post a story, Sport Bowling USBC and at USBC on Twitter. Back to back. Great shots on 20. Same result. Voss gets that first double. Probably should have been 4 in a row at least. A great shot in the 7th. We'll see if Svensson can also make it a double to get ready for frame number 10. Voss 3 in a row, 224 max score. Clay Foster makes it 5 in a row to set up the 10th frame, 257 out there for Clay. Spare for Ollie. 237 max still available. Nice finish there by Brian Voss to get to 224. Going to improve to plus 148. All three in the 10th for Max to get to 171. Dave finishes up 204. Gonna be plus 13. Randy Turner makes him fight. 3 in a row, 246. Out there for Randy. We saw him at the Super Senior Classic. Clay Foster going to finish this game up the right way. Strike away from 257. Turner's going to be in the 240s. One more for Steve Jansen. Look at him into 2-0. 2-0 range. All right, that's going to do it. Some big games here. Clay Foster, 257. Randy Turner, 246. And one game to go today. Game 5 coming up next here on Bowl TV. A Squad round 2. Then we are donezo for the day. Always can look ahead to tomorrow. So again, with 10 games in, we'll have a pretty good idea. We've seen how the numbers kind of jumped from one day to the next. Number usually does go up the final day. Obviously, folks have gotten pretty familiar with Samstown, however, depending on what variety of the pattern they're bowling on, could be coming to their strength. Somewhere where they're looking to gain a few pins back. Or they may be hitting something that's not necessarily their A game. May look in B, C, D game. They might be ahead of the number, just trying to stay in that 64. Once again, pretty much becomes a brand new tournament after qualifying. Pins drop. No longer against the field, you're just against your next opponent. All right, game number 5 underway. Got some big hitters here in this final group. So we'll see if they can stir up any excitement for us here in the finale. Talked a little bit about John Dougherty, the third last game, and with the short skip here in the final game, he's moving over to 19 and 20, so he's been the leader on A squad throughout the day. Don't think he's going to have enough to get to the overall lead. 300 would get him to plus 422, so that will be a little bit short of the 434 that Brian LeClaire finished up at for 10 games. Still in really good position looking ahead. We also talked about Ryan Schaefer a bit. He's going to be up on 22 in a moment. Started off with a 7.59 for his opening 3 games. Himself comfortably within the number. Currently at plus 184. Be our first look at Schaefer. Also on 19 and 20, John Burkett. Major league pitcher turned a senior standout. Joe Goldstein Sr. made a great run at the 2016 Senior Masters. Go out on a limb and say Joe was first player out of the step ladder, and he did end up finishing in 6th place, so he made it to that final 4 match in the elimination bracket. Joe ended up having the lowest 3-game set, though, out of the 4 players for the 3, 4, and 5 seed for the step ladder, so that ended Joe's tournament run. Final player on 19 and 20, Rick Bernard. Got Ron Winger stepping up on 22. Get to see Ron a lot nowadays, working over at the South Point Bowling Plaza. Helping out at the USBC Open Championships and all events going on over at South Point. We saw Mike Moniak a little bit earlier today, so the director of bowling operations at South Point, so cool to see a few of his guys. Obviously a great passion for the sport. Ron definitely no slouch on the lanes. Rick Gwinnett going to look to clean up the 9-pin. Pretty good shot there. Ball just got a little too much angle into the 1-3. Fourth on that pair, John Dudley. So it looks like we had a case of Joe bowling on the wrong lane there, so Greg Moore taking care of that. Making sure everyone's good to go with the ruling there. For Ron Winger, 5 PBA 50 Tour titles over the course of his career, as well as 13 PBA 50 regional wins. Gives it the stare down. Says, "Come on, 7-pin. Don't you know who I am?" After coming in light his first 3 shots, Schaefer makes the adjustment in the 4th. Standings are updated through 9. John Dougherty in the 3rd at plus 322, continuing to lead the way on A squad. He's at 912 for his 4 games so far. And once again, even off the sheet, would not be able to get to Brian LeClaire, so LeClaire will be our round 2 overall leader. Eddie Graham now up to plus 279. 2nd overall for A squad. Tony Rodriguez plus 271. Chris Warren plus 209. Joe Salvameni plus 193. Walter Ray Williams plus 185. Ryan Schaefer plus 184. Mike Scroggins plus 156. Hugh Miller 151 over. Brian Voss 148. Russ Davies 142. Darrell Bauer plus 138. Andy Nyer plus 125. And Jerry Sikora plus 122. Players currently in the cut number. Players in A squad in the number at the moment. Once again, we're finding all this and more at bowl.com/Senior Masters. Live scoring, results, information, schedule, roster, oil pattern. This 41-foot pattern has seen its maximum. Final game here. right, looks like, unless I missed something, going to be ending the day with a total of 4 perfect games for the 2017 event through 2 rounds. So we got plenty of strikes up here on our featured pairs. Rick Bernard got off to the quickest start, 5 in a row, but big 4 last frame. John Dougherty, 3rd. He's thrown the last 4. Ryan Schaefer has made it 4 in a row after making the adjustment. Ron was looking for 4 in a row there. 10-pin denied him, but no problem on the spare. Winger was at +7 to start this game, so he's looking for a big finish here. Himself in contention for a big final 5 games. John Dudley, 5 in a row. Things moving along nicely here. Great shot there from Burkett. Sure, it comes up every tournament, but of course, former MLB pitcher, 166 career wins, while spending time with the San Francisco Giants, Florida Marlins, Texas Rangers, Atlanta Braves, and Boston Red Sox. John, all about the bowling nowadays. Actually see him quite a bit up in Texas, I guess down in Texas for most folks. Schaefer adds another one, the 5-time PBA Tour titleist. Again, this is his first year. Competing on the PBA 50 Tour. Has made match play in each of the 5 events he's bowled so far. Well on pace to making it 6 for 6. Ron Winger putting on a show here, finish off the day. Gonna have a chance to get to 249. John Dudley doing the same. All right, as we get our final few frames in here, just a reminder to everybody, the third and final round of qualifying will be taking place tomorrow throughout the day. We'll be starting at 11 a.m. Eastern, which is 8 a.m. local time here in Las Vegas. Matt Cannizzaro gonna be back. He was here for round one. Headed back to the Open Championships for today. I'll head back to South Point tomorrow. So Matt will take over the reins here in Bull TV. You kids will have to put up with both of us starting for match play. That's going to be on Friday. As everyone says, that's when the real tournament begins. Pinfall drops, double elimination match play gets underway. Winger adds another one, going to be in the 240s. Way a long time ago, during the opening squad of the day, made an observation that scores are a little bit lower on 21 and 22, but putting up some big numbers to finish the day, however. Scoring pace not too shabby here on 19 and 20 for the final game either. .247, Ron Winger, plus 54. Gonna have a chance to finish strong on the burn squad tomorrow. Maybe make a run. As we headed into this final game, the cut number was at plus 117. So we'll see how much it moves here in this final game, but Rick Bernard, strong finish, 223. He's gonna have some work to do tomorrow though. At minus 117. Schaefer can still get to 251 this game. He's had a great day overall. Gets them all to kick off the 10th. John Burkett saying maybe that one was a tad high there, but I like strikes. John Dougherty looking to finish off another strong day here on the lanes at the 2017 Senior Masters. Can be right around that top 5. As John splits the 8-9 there. Nice 237 finish for Ryan Schaefer. It's going to get to 221 over. John Dudley, 256, still out there with 1 strike in the 10th already. JD3 asking for that one to lay off a little bit. He's going to be better than plus 350 to end his day. Burkett's going to be 122 over, so he's going to be right at the number, give or take a few pins based off of what it's at, what we've seen. So you're going to have some work to do to ensure that spot. That's all you can ask, though. Be in position heading into final day. Once again, brand new tournament once you get to match play. Just like that, so quickly. Our day here on Bowl TV has come to a close, so be sure to visit bowl.com/Senior Masters for a final look at the standings. We'll have a full recap on bowl.com. Support Bowling USBC and at USBC, Facebook and Twitter. We'll share it there as well. So that's going to do it for today's action. Big thanks to everyone for joining us over the course of the day. We will see you tomorrow. I won't, but Matt will. He'll be back. So once again, thank you everybody. Appreciate you tuning in for the 2017 USBC Senior Masters taking place at Sam's Town in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Smith. That's going to do it for now. We'll see you tomorrow here in LV.